Isn't it great to see the A's up? It's Thursday, the week before. Official unveiling on the Sunday, the 28th at 9 o'clock here at the Caboolture Historical Village. A great day. Hopefully by the end of the day there'll be a few more letters up as well.
10 minutes to 8. When you hear the artist name Ken Doan, you immediately get this explosion of colour that comes into your eyes, because Ken Doan is an artist who likes to use every colour on the palette. So it makes sense that he was the one to paint the Australia signs at World Expo 88. Every letter, a different design, a different colour, a different shape. The signs, they sort of disappeared for the last 3 decades. They were left to deteriorate, but they've been restored. They will be unveiled next Friday morning on this show on ABC Radio Brisbane. Ken Doan, good morning.
Good morning.
What do you remember about when you were asked to do the Expo signs?
Well, look, it was a wonderful thing to do. A very distinguished Australian architect, Ken Woolley, sadly not with us anymore, he had the job of designing the entire pavilion, and he came and he talked to me about what the outside of the pavilion could be and how it could best represent Australia. So I had the concept of simply writing the word, but treating each letter in a way that it dealt with some aspect of this wonderful country. And it was thrilling to see it all. And the whole Expo 88 was a thrilling time, I think.
Were you happy with what you came up with at the time, Ken?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It is a long time ago, but I'm extremely pleased that the letters are going to be shown again and that they've been looked after.
Yeah, because I've got to say, we were kind of shocked when we discovered that the signs had been left in a paddock. Did you have any idea what had happened to your Australia signs after Expo 88 finished?
Yeah, look, over the years, every now and then somebody's got in contact with us to say, where they were or what might happen and could we help in any particular way. So it's thrilling to think now that with the people at Caboolture, they've been able to completely restore them. Sadly, I'm not able to come up and see them. I will at some stage, but I think it's a terrific thing, and of course I'm very pleased about it.
Were you involved in any way in the restoration?
We helped a little bit, but I think most of the work has to be done by the Queensland people.
What I love, Ken, is the Australia signs are such an important part, well, certainly of Brisbane history, and I would argue our national history. And in the restoration, we're actually going to catch up with some of the people who were involved with recreating your artwork. One of the people involved is a bloke who was an engineer in Iran who came to Australia seeking a new home, and apparently he's been extraordinary in the process and been so proud to kind of link back to that part of history that you were involved with and continue to tell, I guess, the modern Australian story?
Yeah, look at that. Immigration has always been, part of the thing that's built this country, but I'm very thrilled to think that bloke's been involved. Sounds like a great story. I hope I get to meet him at some stage.
Do you have a favourite Expo memory, Ken Doan?
Well, look, I'm very old. I remember, when I lived in Maclean on the northern coast of New South Wales, and my dad sometimes had a truck, and we used to deliver fish up to the Brisbane fish markets when Surfers Paradise was an intersection, and Brisbane was a sleepy town. So to see it in 88 and the changes that's happened in Brisbane since that time have been absolutely fabulous. Expo was a very significant part of Australian history and modern history.
What a great turn of phrase you have, Ken Doan, when Surfers Paradise was an intersection. I love that. I'm going to steal that if you don't mind. We're going to unveil the Australia Stack sign next Friday when we're broadcasting live from the Caboolture Historical Village. We're expecting thousands of people to turn up, Ken Doan, to see your signs restored to their former glory. Do you have a favourite letter? Because I'm thinking surely it's got to be the U with the sun in it, or perhaps the T that's a palm tree.
Well, you've hit upon a couple of good letters.
Yes, I have.
I think hopefully what the whole word represents is all of the things that make Australia great, all of the optimistic things.
Oh, come on, Ken. Is it like asking you to choose your favourite child? Choose a favourite letter. Come on.
Well, okay, I do like the U. I like the way that has some Aboriginal.
Favorite letter.
I do like the U. I like the way that has some Aboriginal relation. I've just come back from Kakadu, so I do like the way that I was able to put those two elements together.
All right. See, that's the letter that I had my photograph taken in with my brother that I'm going to try and recreate. We also hear there's going to be a Kendone special expo garden that's put at the base of the sign just for you. So you've got to come up and visit sometime, okay?
I will. I'm immensely flattered.
Kendone, thanks for joining us this morning.
Not at all. Thank you very much for calling.
Thank you. And dear listeners, you can join us next